Rumble, rumble. The strengthened golden horn beast's strength had obviously increased explosively. Every step of its claws, the swipe of its tail, the attack of its wings, were much stronger than before. The three teams no longer had the feeling of playing a game like before, instead they felt the strain. Both sides were now in a state of equal strength. Captain? Aheman and Abuluote shouted. Every word was transmitted through genetic energy. Genetic energy, genetic energy? Transmission's theory was extremely simple. It was to use the genetic energy to achieve the same effect as a telephone line, allowing the sound to swiftly travel to the desired location. This was a common technique used by fighters in the universe. Towards spirit readers and fighters who had spirit energy and genetic energy, they naturally had techniques that were different from normal humans. Genetic energy transmission was one of them. Let's begin. Tuoleigu's eyes were filled with excitement. That pure and powerful star energy coursed through his entire body, even infusing into the battle axe in his hands. Understood. Aheman and Abuluote were excited too. Yes, it was time to unleash the strongest move. The 15 Nuolan Shan guards had a hard time unleashing a powerful combined attack, but Tuoleiwu, Aheman and Abuluote were able to achieve the best results, unleashing their strongest attack. With Abuluote and Aheman as support, Tuoleiwu as the tip of the blade, unleashing their strongest attack. Rumble, rumble, rumble. The three blinding lights seemed to merge into one, after which a blinding blurry golden battle axe chopped towards the golden horned beast. Whoa! The golden horned beast didn't dodge at all, directly using its heavenly pillar-like thick claws to trample over. Tuoleiwu and the rest didn't seem to care about attacking anywhere else. Perhaps they were worried about killing the golden horned beast, hence they chose to meet force with force. The golden battle axe and the claws clashed together. Whoa! An enraged cry of pain resounded. Fresh blood sprayed out, the scales on the claws were shattered, a huge wound appeared at the bottom of the claws, almost splitting the claws in half. Big fellow, the defense of its scales is really strong. Let's give it a few more hits. Beat it until it hurts, then capture it alive. Haha, let's do it. Tuoleiwu and the other two captains were extremely excited. The 12 Nuolan Shan guards who were floating in the water were watching the show. The injured golden horn beast's eyes flashed with coldness. It opened its mouth again and an object wrapped in energy flew out. That was a broken blade? No, it's LuoFeng's strongest weapon, the hybrid copper essence shard. The golden horned beast that was under the innate strengthened state, because of the mysterious golden engravings, whether it was speed or other aspects, even its soul attacks all rose to a new level. The strengthened golden horned beast combined with the hybrid copper essence shard, just how strong would it be? Whoosh 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 whoosh. The revolving and dancing hybrid copper essence fragments, like a ray of light, instantly swept past Tuoleiwu and the other two captains. That's... Tuoleiwu's eyes widened. That ray of light had already arrived in front of him, and his hard skull was directly sliced open. Following that, the heads of the two captains beside him were also sliced open, and they died instantly. The three captains had died in a single exchange. This scene caused the 12 Nuolan Shan guards in the distance to be completely stunned. Oh my god. Impossible. Quickly flee. One of the Nuolan Shan guards turned and fled, the others too were shocked, choosing to scatter and flee without hesitation. Shio 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 shio. A blood-red ray of light, extremely fast. It ran much faster than the Nuolan Shan guards, transforming into a strange arc, like a skewer of candied fruits, piercing through the heads of the Nuolan Shan guards. In less than 0.001 seconds, the heads of the 12 Nuolan Shan guards were all pierced through, dead beyond death. The golden horned beast that was as large as a mountain range coldly stared at the corpses one by one. The wounds on its claws were constantly expanding with fresh red flesh, swiftly recovering. Oh! The golden horned beast disappeared. A black-haired man dressed in a blood-red armor appeared in mid-air. Due to the disappearance of the golden horned beast's huge body, it caused a large amount of water to crazily surge towards it. The experiment can be considered a success. The golden horned beast's strength, I finally have a clear understanding of it. The strengthened golden horned beast combined with the strongest weapon, the hybrid copper essence shard, is indeed ridiculously strong. LuoFeng's mind flashed with many thoughts, after which he ordered, Babata, when we return, disguise the hybrid copper essence shard a little, at least make it hard for people to recognize it as the hybrid copper essence. After giving the order, Luo Feng, who was in the middle of the raging sea, glanced at the surrounding Nuolan Shan guards' corpses, the corners of his lips curling upwards. This battle, before it even began, the outcome had already been decided. Virtual universe. Pula was respectfully and excitedly standing in front of a screen. On it were the three heads of the Nuolan Shan family in history. Dressed in a dark green armor, the head Nuolan Shan's cold eyes were filled with excitement. Alive? That golden horn beast infant is actually alive? Are you sure? Yes, I'm sure. This is the video Tuoleiwu and the others just recorded. Please take a look at Ancestor. Pula replied loudly. The video started playing. Nuolan Shan and the other two heads all stared intently. Yes, it's the golden horn beast, two sharp horns? Looking at the length of the horns, it should be a star level 7. Nuolan Shan nodded. A star level 7 golden horn beast with 15 Nuolan Shan guards working together, they'll definitely have the upper hand. Head Ancestor. Yuka and Dawen, the two heads, looked at the head Ancestor, of which Dawen Nuolan Shan couldn't help but ask, can the Nuolan Shan guards capture the golden horn beast alive? There's hope. Nuolan Shan nodded, taking a deep breath, suppressing the excitement within. My god. This was the golden horned beast, the pinnacle of bloodlines in the universe in terms of numbers. It was even rarer than the undying beings. A golden horned beast infant, even an undying being would fight for it. Nuolan Shan, a universe level 9 in the universe, he was just an unremarkable person. He actually had hope of acquiring the golden horned beast infant? This was too unbelievable. If the golden horned beast were to be acquired with my Battle Axe fighter title, I can sell the infant through the Battle Axe Coliseum, obtaining shocking benefits. Nuolan Shan had already thought of how to deal with the golden horned beast infant. To normal people, such a treasure was definitely a hot potato. Even a universe-level warrior would find it hard to deal with the golden horned beast infant. And Nuolan Shan had an extremely safe method. Immediately contact the members on Earth. I want to personally question them. Nuolan Shan ordered. Yes, head ancestor. Pulla said respectfully, I'll contact each and every one of them now. The moment the battle ends, they will immediately enter the virtual universe network. Pulla began to contact the 60 members on Earth. Dita. Why isn't anyone replying? Even if it's a battle with the golden horned beast, the star level 7 and 8 members, there's no need to participate, right? Silence. The head ancestor Nuolan Shan snorted softly. Time passed second by second. The three heads and Pulla were all anxiously waiting. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. The head ancestor Nuolan Shan's expression, from the initial excitement, to his eyebrows furrowed, after which his expression grew uglier and uglier, before finally turning green and finally expressionless, his eyes looking like he was about to devour someone. Stop contacting them, they're dead, they're all dead. Nuolan Shan said coldly. Shwa. Nuolan Shan himself disappeared from the screen. Obviously he had left the virtual universe network. The two heads and Pulla's expressions were extremely ugly. Yes. They all understood those people were all dead. Because of Pulla's call request, those people didn't dare to reject it. Secondly, even if they were to capture the golden horned beast alive, those star level 7 and 8 warriors didn't even need to participate in the battle, but they didn't reply, which meant that the star level 7 and 8 warriors were all dead. As for the group of Nuolan Shan guards, even if they fought, the amount of time they could fight was very short. After such a long time, not a single one of them replied, obviously. They were all dead. The plan this time had failed. In the vast Black Dragon Mountain star field, among the 500 vassal states, there was one extremely powerful vassal state, the Callow Empire. The Callow Empire occupied 26 galaxies. One had to know that many weak elementary-level empires in the universe only had 2 galaxies. The Silver Blue Empire was considered one of the stronger ones. Within the Callow Empire there was an extremely famous planet. Ice Mist Planet. Ice Mist Planet was the Nuolan Shan family's base. Over 3,000 Nuolan Shan guards were gathered here, along with the normal 30,000 Ice Mist guards. The requirement to join the Ice Mist guards was to reach the star level, meaning the entire planet's star level warriors numbered in the tens of thousands. This power was simply too terrifying. The Callow Empire's third family. To be able to be called the third strongest, it wasn't just because of Nuolan Shan alone. No matter how strong Nuolan Shan was, he was still just one person. What he relied on was the large army under him. Directly leading over 1,000 life planets, using star-level warriors to form an army, their power threatening the surrounding tens of thousands of life planets. In this galaxy, they were the most powerful family. Ho-ho. The cold wind howled. Ice Mist Planet was known for its cold. In the extreme north of the planet, there was a black mountain range. The temperature here was shockingly low. So. 2 human silhouettes flew through the air towards the black mountain range. One of them had pointy ears. He was a Nuolan Shan family member. The other was dressed in a black robe. Only one could vaguely see a small curved horn on his forehead. The two of them directly flew into a cave within the black mountain range. Deep within the cave, a man dressed in a dark green armor, his entire body emanating a cold aura, sat crossed-legged on a black rock. Head ancestor. Teacher. The two of them bowed respectfully. The one by Callow. The man sitting crossed-legged opened his eyes, his gaze sweeping past the two. His gaze had a rare sense of warmth. You both know the situation. Your target is Earth. The first target is that automaton ship. As for the golden horned beast infant, it'll depend on luck. Head ancestor, we still have hope of capturing that infant beast. The one said. No. The head ancestor Nuolan Shan shook his head. The golden horned beast's intelligence is very high. It's very cunning. After experiencing this danger, there's an 80 to 90% chance it will leave Earth. When that time comes, it will drift about in the universe, and when you reach Earth in 2 years without any target, how will you find it? Find a target in the universe? The two of them were silent. Go. Bring the automaton ship back. The golden horned beast infant will depend on luck. The head ancestor Nuolan Shan said. Yes, head ancestor, teacher. The 2 universe-level warriors bowed respectfully. Virtual universe. In the corner of a noisy bar, Luo Feng sat with his eyes closed. Luo Feng, I've already placed an order. I've ordered a large amount of planet defense equipment, warning satellites, etc. When the time comes, we'll form a very tight defense system within the entire solar system. If those universe ships ever appear in the solar system again, we'll definitely be able to easily discover them. Hearing Babata's words, Luo Feng was very satisfied. The crisis this time was considered to have passed. From Su Xin and the others who were once taken as hostages, he found out that there were originally a total of 80 people with 4 captains. One of the teams went into the universe because of the coordinates Luo Feng gave them, the other 3 were killed by Luo Feng. As for the remaining team, Luo Feng didn't treat it as a threat, however, he couldn't be careless. Earth had already suffered enough from not being able to match up to others. Hence, Luo Feng wanted to purchase an entire planet defense system. This sort of thing was extremely costly. Normal planets in the universe would at most have a low-level defense system, however Luo Feng chose a high-level one. When the time comes, it would cover the entire solar system. The entire solar system would be under surveillance. This was considered one of the best in the Black Dragon Mountain Empire. Those stealth ships etc. When the time came they wouldn't be able to hide at all, they would all be revealed. Also, I hope that around the wormhole there will be a warning system installed. The moment a ship passes through that wormhole I'll be the first to know. Luo Feng said, the Nuolan Shan family probably won't give up. Relax, I've already considered this. Babata shouted. Everything had been prepared. Earth was no longer a threat. Once the planet's defense system was ready, Luo Feng could relax. As for the Nuolan Shan family, even if they really sent people, it would be another 2 years and 8 months later. Third brother. Hong and Thunder God entered the bar, heading straight for Luo Feng. Before this, the two had long received Luo Feng's notice. Knowing that the trouble had been resolved, Luo Feng had even arranged a meeting point. Luo Feng looked shocked. His 2 big brothers felt different from before. Where have you 2 been? I feel like you 2 are different from before. Luo Feng was hesitant. Haha, I told you, third brother's senses are very sensitive, you'll definitely be able to sense it. Thunder God laughed. I thought I was wrong. Luo Feng looked curiously at the 2. Right, we went to a very special place. Hong laughed too. What place? Luo Feng was curious. Hong and Thunder God exchanged glances. Don't keep us in suspense. Luo Feng couldn't help but urge. Hong revealed a smile, saying word by word, killing fields. Luo Feng creased his eyebrows suspiciously, muttering to himself, killing fields? This killing fields, what kind of place is it? Luo Feng asked. It's a good place. Thunder God pretended to be mysterious. If you go there once, you'll love going there in the future. Hong was also keeping her in suspense. A crisp voice rang out. The killing fields is a special training ground for fighters and spirit readers to use. Over there you could find any kind of opponent you wanted. Group battle? One-on-one? Fighting against a world overlord? This slaughter arena can satisfy you. Of course the daily fee is very high. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God turned their heads. The one who spoke was Babata on Luo Feng's shoulder. Luo Feng. The voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. This killing fields is also part of my training plan. Originally, I was going to tell you the bank account number that teacher gave you. However, you were busy dealing with that Nuolan Shan family fleet. I don't have time to go to the slaughterhouse either. Let's go now. That place is pretty good. Praised by Babata? Let's go, we'll go take a look now. Luo Feng couldn't wait any longer. I knew you couldn't wait. Thunder God took the drink and finished it in one gulp. The 3 of them paid the bill and immediately left the bar. The Black Dragon Mountain Island in the virtual universe was incomparably vast. Hence, there was a transfer channel within the island. Depending on the distance one had to pay. The price of teleporting within the island wasn't high, but if you wanted to go to the Ganwu continent from the Black Dragon Mountain Island, the price would be shocking. Black Dragon Mountain Island, killing field. Wow. It was like a sea of blood in the background, and a single drop of blood was the most eye-catching. The entire hall was shrouded in such a background. The hall was so vast that one couldn't see the end of it. There were very few people in the hall, but because the hall was as big as a city, there were probably over 10,000 people. In the killing fields the prices are very high. For example, I need 1 million Black Dragon dollars a day, or 700 Ganwu dollars. Hong said in a low voice. So expensive? Luo Feng was shocked. For a normal planet like LuoFeng Star, the richest person's assets were around 100 million Black Dragon dollars. In other words, the richest people on the planet did not have the ability to provide for their children to train in the killing fields for a long period of time. After all, 100 million Black Dragon coins was only enough for 100 days. No wonder there weren't many people here. Third brother, you're a star level 1, the price should be higher. Hong said softly. Yes, spirit readers are more expensive than fighters. On the side, Thunder God said, I need 2 million Black Dragon dollars a day. You're a spirit reader, so I've seen that you need 5 million Black Dragon dollars a day, or 3,500 Ganwu dollars. It's too dark. Luo Feng was completely shocked. Moreover, the higher you go, the more powerful you are, and the more shocking the price of spending a day here. Thunder God spoke in a low voice. If world overlords came here, the amount of money they would need in a single day would be an astronomical figure to us. High price. What a joke, tall my ass. Babata's voice resounded in Luo Feng's mind. To be able to provide any enemy you want, even space techniques, spirit weapons etc. can be used here. Where else can you find such an environment? This place is a good place for families, sects, organizations, empires and other powers to nurture their elites. Luo Feng nodded. Go and bind your bank account, Thunder God said. This way you can directly deduct the money from your bank account when you spend it. Understood. Where do I bind it? Asked Luo Feng. Follow me. Under Hong and Thunder God's lead, Luo Feng went to the counter to bind his account. At the end of the large hall there were many corridors. Every corridor you enter, you'll immediately enter a killing field that belongs to you alone. Thunder God said softly, Whatever opponent you want, feel free to choose. We won't be following you in now. Hong smiled. During the conversation, Luo Feng saw many people walking along the corridors. There were many universe mercenaries, even Luo Feng saw a universe 2-star mercenary. One had to say it was rare to see a powerful warrior on the Black Dragon Mountain Island, however in this killing field, they could be seen everywhere. Also, do you see that old man over there? Thunder God said softly. Oh? Luo Feng turned to look. There was indeed a green-skinned old man with a head full of wrinkles, squinting his eyes as he sat on a chair, very relaxed. The other people sitting and resting in the large hall beside him didn't disturb him. From an Earth person's point of view, this old man's appearance was unsightly. However, he gave off a strange feeling of peace and tranquility. He's called Man Luo, he's the person in charge of the Killing Field's Black Dragon Mountain Island division. Thunder God said softly, we saw a good show before. This old man fiercely reprimanded 2 universe mercenaries, however those 2 mercenaries didn't even dare to talk back. Ah. Luo Feng was shocked. In the virtual universe, even if you were an undying being, you still couldn't kill anyone in the virtual universe. After all, this was just a network. Hence, even if you were a big figure, they would respect you and give you face. If they didn't respect you, they wouldn't care about you. To be able to make the 2 universe mercenaries not dare to talk back, it was indeed strange. Hee hee. The green-skinned old man in the distance looked towards Luo Feng and the others, smiling. Damn. Luo Feng and the others were shocked. He heard it? Forget it, let's hurry and enter the killing field. Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God each followed a corridor and entered the depths. As they walked, suddenly the space around them changed. It was a vast space. Luo Feng stood on a meteorite, a golden book appeared in his hands, the book seemed to be made of metal. After reading it once, Luo Feng understood. This is the killing field? Babata, send out the request, I need 1000 Star Traveler level 9 fighters as opponents. Luo Feng's eyes were slightly red, licking his lips. I've endured for too long. It's time to vent. After the possession, Luo Feng had a bloodthirsty killing impulse every day, attacking his soul time and time again. It was just that Luo Feng had been enduring it. No problem. Luo Feng, I've set the battle environment to be a desert. 1000 opponents will use normal genetic energy weapons. You will choose the level 3 spirit weapon Soaring Shuttle, level 2 battle armor. Babata said, the request has been sent. As long as there were any weapons in the universe, 99.99% could be chosen in the killing field. Rumble. The killing field began to change, the original space disappeared, the surroundings became a vast desert. Luo Feng stood on the desert ground, dressed in a blood-red battle armor, before him floated the Soaring Shuttle. Simultaneously in the distant sky appeared a blur of fighters dressed in white battle armor, wielding all sorts of weapons. Kill? Kill him. The majestic fighter army, all of them red-eyed as they rushed towards Luo Feng. Luo Feng however revealed a smile that came from the bottom of his heart. Hoo. In an instant the Soaring Shuttle split into 30 blades. They were very thin and small blades. Each of the 30 blades was a little bit apart from each other, naturally forming the shape of a swordfish. At the same time, there was a faint golden thread on each blade, causing the golden thread to run through each blade, forming a vivid swordfish. Soaring Shuttle's second form, swordfish formation. Rumble, 1000 strong fighters charged, like a dark cloud pressing down on Luo Feng. So, Luo Feng rushed into the sky, rushing straight into the large group of fighters. Ah. Chi. Wherever that golden swordfish went, there would be a rain of blood, however the entire fighter army ignored the losses, madly surrounding Luo Feng to kill him. Time passed minute by minute, not a single fighter retreated, all the way until the last fighter became a rain of blood falling from mid-air, the battle ended. Luo Feng, whose entire body was covered in blood, stood in the desert, letting out a long sigh. Much better. You've been forcefully suppressing that killing intent every day. The longer it goes on, the more uncomfortable you feel. Until the very end your entire being might go crazy. Now that you've gone on a killing spree, it's a good way to vent. It'd be weird if you didn't feel good. Babata, is this the side effect of the possession? Luo Feng was helpless. Before the possession he was very decisive in killing, however it wasn't to the extent that there was always a bloodthirsty killing intent within. This bloodthirsty killing intent was completely ingrained in his bones. Every single golden horned beast was famous for its bloodthirst and killing intent. Even though Luo Feng's human soul was forcefully suppressing it, it could only suppress it and not eliminate it. You've gotten the advantage and you're still trying to act innocent. Babata despised. Haha. Luo Feng looked at his own body. If I didn't have this level 2 armor set, I'm afraid I'd be dead. 1000 Star Traveler levels 9, killing a star level 1 was very easy. Even though Luo Feng's consciousness was strong, his spirit weapon's power was shocking. He still suffered a few heavy injuries, relying on the armor to reduce the attack power by half. The years of bloodthirsty killing intent he had been suppressing were finally released. The first time he crazily slaughtered 1000 Star Traveler level 9 fighters. The second time he battled with 10 star level 1 fighters alone, killing 8 before dying from his heavy injuries. The third time Luo Feng directly used his opponent Thunder God, a star level 1 with a level 1 domain, using a level 2 genetic energy weapon, level 2 armor. In the end, Luo Feng was killed by Thunder God. Only now did Luo Feng realize that he was stronger than Thunder God in the past because of his spirit weapon. If he gave Thor a grade 2 origin power weapon he would lose. The fourth time, Luo Feng once again set his opponent to be on par with Hong. After a total of 98 battles, Luo Feng finally felt extremely tired, at the same time extremely satisfied. He had never experienced such a satisfying battle in his entire life, being able to choose any opponent, setting his opponent's strength. Tired? Babata looked at Luo Feng lying in the desert. Luo Feng, since you've already finished your battles, I'll tell you about the most important use of the killing fields. This place's expenses are very high. You only need 3,500 Ganwu dollars a day. A universe level 1 spirit reader would require 350,000 Ganwu dollars. A domain lord level 1 would require 35 million Ganwu dollars. A sector lord level 1 spirit reader would require 3.5 billion Ganwu dollars a day. Do you know why it's so expensive? If it's so expensive, why would a sector lord come? Sector lord. Joining a strong empire, one would be able to obtain an entire galaxy as their territory, being able to build their own world. 3.5 billion Ganwu dollars, even though they could afford it, no one was stupid. This killing fields had to have a corresponding value, only then would it attract them. This is the most important place of the killing fields, you Hong and Thunder God don't even know. Babata proudly raised his head. What's the important use? Luo Feng asked urgently. The first use is something everyone knows, it's to choose the opponent you want to battle against. The second use is more important. Babata's little face revealed a proud smile. You've read that metal book before, you know you can set your opponent as you please, right? Yes. Luo Feng nodded. The second use is you can set your opponent. Body quality, spirit reading, strength, consciousness, ultimate moves, weapons, etc., they'll all be exactly the same as you. The only difference is, the opponent's experience is incomparably rich, extremely good at battle. Babata said, do you understand what I mean? Luo Feng was shocked, after which he was overjoyed. Right. The opponent was himself, and extremely experienced, extremely good at battle. This kind of spar, looking at the opponent's battle techniques, etc., it was very easy to absorb experience. After all, the opponent's body, consciousness, spirit reading, etc. were all the same as himself. Through this method, you can swiftly absorb experience. Babata said. Of course, the above two aren't the most important. Babata laughed mischievously. Luo Feng held his breath. At least Babata's second method, Luo Feng was extremely excited. How should he improve? How should he battle? He could set his opponent and use it as a reference. This way, his battle techniques, etc. could swiftly improve. It was a very effective use. To the strong warriors of the universe, which one of them isn't extremely cunning with rich battle experience? That's why the thing that attracts them the most is the killing fields has the teacher's effect. Babata emphasized. Teacher? Luo Feng was shocked. Right. Babata nodded. Look, Luo Feng, with your current consciousness strength, how many blades can you control? 36. Luo Feng said. The stronger the golden horned beast, the stronger Luo Feng's consciousness strength naturally grew. Right now, the golden horned beast was a star level 7, its consciousness strength could control 36 blades. According to the Soaring Shuttle's 3 forms and 9 levels, amplitude strength of 36, you already have the power of the 5th level. But why do you still use the 30 blades to form the swordfish formation? Babata asked. Amplitude strength of 36, it's just that I've met the requirements, there are still many difficulties in using it. Luo Feng couldn't help but to say, flexibility, usage techniques, how to drive, etc. After failing over and over again, it takes a long time for the Soaring Shuttle's true power to be unleashed. Right now, my amplitude strength is 36, but I still need to ponder for a long time before I can unleash the power of the 5th level. Haha. Luo Feng, if you set up an opponent who also uses a Soaring Shuttle, set him to be able to use the 5th level of the Soaring Shuttle. Babata smiled, revealing 2 fangs. Like this, don't you see with your own eyes how others operate the Soaring Shuttle? Luo Feng's eyes lit up. The difficulty of watching someone practice over and over again in front of him was completely different from reading books. Furthermore, you can set up an opponent who can control the Soaring Shuttle perfectly. This way you will be able to see exactly how to use the Soaring Shuttle in order to bring out its greatest power. Babata continued. Incomparably perfect? Luo Feng was very clear. The first form of the Soaring Shuttle, the mountain drill, didn't require any technique at all. It just shot out in a straight line. The swordfish formation, on the other hand, emphasized agility and technique. The third form was even more complicated. At this time, one's control ability was very important. In different people's hands, it would unleash different levels of power. Similarly, using the swordfish formation, if it was executed perfectly, one's battle strength might increase by 1 or 2 times. This is a free sparring partner, a free teacher. You want to learn the Soaring Shuttle this way, won't it work? Babata smiled evilly. You're still considered average. Like your teacher, an undying. He's quite accomplished in the aspect of space, he can even use space techniques to hide the coordinates of the universe. Babata explained, however, to continue improving, what do? I can totally set up an opponent who knows space techniques, an opponent who is a bit stronger than him in terms of space techniques. This way, personally spar with the opponent time and time again. Then in terms of space to improve, it'll be much easier than training alone. Babata explained. Luo Feng was enlightened. Many techniques that touched on the origin of the universe were vast and profound. Just watching the opponent use it, naturally it wasn't possible to learn it. However, if one already had some comprehension, sparring with an opponent who knew the technique, naturally it would be easier to comprehend more. Free sparring partner, free teacher. Luo Feng couldn't help but compliment, after which he stared. No, this place's fees are very high. High fees? Wait until you become a sector lord. Or become an undying. Just how hard is it to break through a place like the Killing Fields? To them, the price-to-performance ratio is simply too high. Spending some money that isn't too painful for them to get an opponent they need. Babata exclaimed, you have to know, many strong warriors are stuck at the door of the universe. Finding an opponent slightly stronger than them to fight with, it's very easy to trigger, allowing them to break through. Luo Feng couldn't help but nod. No wonder the Killing Fields dared to charge such a high price. Babata, how can this Killing Field simulate completely realistic techniques? Luo Feng couldn't help but ask. The boss of the Killing Fields is the Virtual Universe Company. Babata said, over countless years, who knows how many warriors from the vast universe have sparred in this virtual universe. Every battle scene will naturally be recorded by the virtual universe. Hence the virtual universe database is extremely huge. There are many secret techniques. Of course they all unleash the techniques and don't have much training in them. Babata explained. Luo Feng nodded. Indeed, like the Yunmo planet's soul imprint technique, even if the virtual universe network recorded the scene of him unleashing it without the training manual, it was still useless. However, to other people who trained in the same path, it had a stimulating effect. Babata, help me set the opponent as the Golden Horn Beast, a star level 1 Golden Horn Beast. Luo Feng shouted. Luo Feng had already completely discovered the most valuable use of the Killing Fields, that was to let him have a clear direction, letting him know how to train faster. This Killing Fields was the Virtual Universe Company's database, and as one of the 5 great Leviathans, they were many times stronger than the universe countries. The battle scenes of the Golden Horn Beast, the Virtual Universe Company definitely had a reserve of it. Chi. Dead again. Again. Luo Feng stood in mid-air, looking at the terrifying Golden Horn Beast covered in black scales. He finally understood the Golden Horn Beast's strength. He was a star level 1. And his consciousness amplifier was at 36, his spirit weapon's power was extremely huge. The Golden Horn Beast too was a star level 1. One-sided. Of course it would fall by itself. The same level for a human to defeat the Golden Horn Beast? That's practically an impossible task. Even if someone did, that person would be an absolute genius that was born from a trillion galaxies, and would have a being even stronger than your teacher to carefully teach him. Babata said, as for you, Luo Feng, your strength has risen too quickly, and your control of the Soaring Shuttle is still very rough. Even if 10 of you come, you'll still lose. Death again. Luo Feng was killed time and time again by the same level Golden Horn Beast. There was actually another reason. Luo Feng set the Golden Horn Beast to be extremely proficient in battle. So this is how the Golden Horn Beast should fight. The wings actually have the feeling of a blade, so the best way to use these scaled wings isn't to attack, but to slash like a blade slash, and this gliding also greatly increases its mobility. The tail has the feeling of a whip. The tail is indeed the fastest part of the Golden Horn Beast, only that I only know how to use it very simply. However, this Golden Horn Beast's tail in the Killing Fields is like a real whip. Sometimes it actually vibrates and slashes, causing the space to explode. Its power is obviously much stronger. The sharp claws don't come out. Once they come out, their power is earth-shattering. Luo Feng was immediately stomped to death by the Golden Horn Beast's claws. It's like this. Reviving once again, Luo Feng was extremely excited. I know how to train the Golden Horn Beast from now on. Having good talent, it didn't mean that every Golden Horn Beast was equally strong. One had to know that in the previous generations of Golden Horn Beasts, the absolute space technique, many died at the first level, many were stuck at the second level. However, in history there were Golden Horn Beasts that managed to train to the third level. What did this mean? Even with the same powerful bloodline, there were differences in their internal battle strength. Luo Feng wanted to make himself the strongest Golden Horn Beast in history. In the days to come, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God first bought a piece of land in the Black Dragon Mountain Island 9-Star Bay, customizing a few wooden houses according to their wishes. It was completely enough for Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God's families to live there. For this, Luo Feng, Hong and Thunder God even sent large amounts of consciousness-sensing helmets to Earth. Luo Feng's family all loved it here. His parents loved virtual reality games, enjoying their wonderful lives in the virtual reality games. The two children Ping Ping and Little Hai accepted Babata's education plan. From young they began to receive martial arts guidance and entertainment. The most excited was undoubtedly the little brother Luo Hua. It's too magnificent. Earth's stock market, compared to the universe's financial investment system, is like a drop of water compared to the ocean. This place is a heaven for investors that truly love finance. Luo Hua was extremely excited. He even asked for 10 sensory helmets from Luo Feng for his assistants. Since then, Luo Hua and his assistants stayed in a 3-story wooden house, beginning to analyze the finance of many universe countries, making investments. As for the capital, Luo Feng back then gave Hong and Thunder God 500 million Gangwu dollars each. Naturally he wouldn't give less to his little brother, the same 500 million Gangwu dollars. The virtual universe, it indeed had everything. Along the way, Luo Feng also found out that the little satellite in the wormhole had discovered a universe ship. Luo Feng estimated it to be the Nuolan Shan family's ship. However, by the time it reached Earth, it would be 2 years and 8 months later. Luo Feng wasn't in a rush. He was currently in a state of extreme joy. 30 You say I'm crazy, Big Brother is the crazy one. The longest I've been in the killing fields is 3 days. Look at Big Brother, he's actually been in the